No one is saying they can hear us. No one is saying they can hear us.
Oh, maybe they can now. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Oh, okay. Hello, everyone. This is Elaine, and I'm here sitting with Leo Violet, and I just dragged him downstairs here because we heard there was nobody bending your ear while you
Yeah.
were watching Angie Berglund and Mary Beth Johnson.
We thought we'd come down and talk for a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. It's been kind of weird because usually the people that are streaming, their matches are conflicting with being able to sit here in the booth and stream. So people are just walking up and down the stairs and trying to find something, someone to help. So Edward Hoffman, some of the women here have played on the Pro Tour.
I really like repeating the question.
Oh, all right.
When I'm
I
watching,
stand corrected, Leo.
when I'm watching on YouTube on my screen, it drives me crazy when the commenters have a conversation with someone in the chat room but don't repeat what they say.
Nobody else knows.
Consider this and consider yourself disciplined and go ahead, continue, but repeat this question.
I'm leaving. I just got here, but I'm leaving. Edward says thumbs up. Okay, Edward. Edward's question was, are the women that you see on the live streaming professional players? The answer to everyone listening, including Leo, is some of the women here have actually played on the Pro Tour. One woman, Liz Cole, in the tournament is rated.
Yep.
She's up pretty high.
Yeah.
I really couldn't tell you but she's way up there. And then we have a lot of the Canadian gals here who, as one person in the know said, well, they might as well be pros. So this is, as Chris, the tournament director, just told me, this is the highest total Fargo rating event that the NWPA has had this year.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say that the NWPA is that this is the tour that if somebody is aspiring to play on the WPBA, that it's the NWPA tour is one of the tours where if you do well enough, you can earn the right to play, earn the opportunity to play in a WPBA tournament.
Correct.
And then, if you do well in those opportunities, then you can potentially earn the right to be on the tour, which is a little different than being enabled to play in the WPBA tournament. But
right.
Players of a certain rating, and like you said earlier, I think Liz Cole's on the list high enough in the rankings that she's earned the right to play on the tour itself. So
correct.
So that's part of the NWPA's appeal for ladies that want to have a chance at the plays in the highest level.
And move up.
There is that opportunity here if you do well enough in this regional tournament, in this regional the
event.
NWPA
Division.
Is regional for basically the northwestern part of the United States, I want to say. Yeah.
Even though, and as we like to say today, we are very international today. I want to say there's 5 or 6 Canadian women that have come down.
Yeah.
And I actually am wondering whether or not that some of the reason that might be is that the winner of this event gets free entry into the NAPT event in Quebec, Canada in October.
Yeah, and NAPT is another, they have pro players in it.
Definitely.
And it's a regional tour that has pro players in it and some semi-pro players in it too. And so both of those tours open up doors for people. And NAPT is more national, I want to say, and correct. NWPA is more this region, and other regions have other.
It's kind of like the
sort of like the
team.
minor
correct.
league, maybe. Yeah.
So Edward Hoffman, I'm repeating your question because I was chastised by Leo earlier. But yes, that is Leo Violet on the mic. So perhaps you two know each other. I don't know. Okay, so Mary Beth just won another game.
Very good.
So now the score is 3-1, Mary Beth Johnson and Angie Berglund. And the interesting thing, Edward and others, is these two ladies are pretty much, I don't know, Mary Beth just moved to Linwood, and I want to say Angie lives near Everett somewhere.
Okay.
So they're very, very local players.
Did Mary Beth used to live? For some reason in my mind, I think of her as somebody from the Oregon area.
No, she actually moved up here from Arizona, I learned yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I used to live in Arizona.
Me too.
Oh,
That's what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So she's been up here for about 4 years. Yes.
Okay.
So we have Angie Racking. And this is 9-ball.
And Edward, as far as me not sounding like myself, because that was his comment, I have been told, well, I am old now, so maybe I don't sound like myself anymore, but I have also been told that my voice tends to be disruptive, and I always have to talk very hushed when I'm on the air here.
Yes.
So basically I'm talking like I'm whispering, and
Right.
also, if my parents call me on the weekend when I am in bed at 11:30 and I don't want them to know that I just woke up to answer the phone, I find if I talk quiet like this, it's harder for them to tell, did you just wake up? So I also do that to avoid the fact that I'm lazy and sleep until 11:30 on the weekend.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right, so
You work hard all week, you're in the right once a month. That's it.
so
Now,
for
we
defense,
are at the new Golden Fleece in downtown Everett, 2929 Colby. And there are 34 women in the event. And because it's 32 or over, the Golden Fleece has added extra money to the tournament. So I want to say that first place to the winner of this tournament is close to $700. Not small change.
No, it's always, for pool, for having such a, at least among players, having such a reputation of there being no money in pool. It's nice to have events sometimes where, where there's a little more at stake.
I think, just to look at this game here, I think Mary Beth has a little bit of a problem with it too. I think she can graze it.
Pretty thin. I don't know if the 2 goes by the 3-ball. But it would be a very aggressive shot if she shot it.
I think it does.
She could maybe try to play a defense too.
Come off the rail behind the 4 with the cue and leave the cue up at its end.
But you'd have to hit it firm with draw, or you just fire it in like that.
Oh my!
That was a very nice shot.
There's always the alternative, isn't there?
I want to say the 4 goes by the 7. She's got a good angle to go 2 rails to the 4. She might even be able to go 1 rail to the 4, but it looks to me like you might run the. Well, 1 rail actually is fine here, I think.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of room for the 4 to go by that 7.
Yeah, and I if you go 1 rail, then you're kind of setting up for a back cut on the 4, which I'm good with because you need to get to the other side of the table for the 5.
Oh. I was just speaking with Mary Beth about an hour ago, and you all just saw the 2-ball shot she made. And she goes, I'm just kicking those hard ones, that hard shot. And then, the easier shots I'm missing.
You see what happened there? She was trying to draw the ball out of there. You know what happened there? She just hit the rail first. She accidentally got the rail first a little bit, and that's why the ball didn't go toward the 4. It went toward the 6.
Back cut that not so well.
See, for speed is she's left an opportunity here with an angle to, as long as you don't hook yourself behind the 6. This gives you a chance to get on the 5-ball here.
Definitely 5 in the corner past the 7. And then maybe draw her back on the 6.
Yeah, you don't want to baby this in, but these pockets are so tight that, and there's where the 6 comes into play, where I was a little concerned she might hook herself, but the pockets are so tight that you're sometimes a little scared to hit it as hard as you know you need to.
That is true. Yeah, we have the 1 table, 2 tables away, where it's the 1 pocket table, so the corners are shimmed very skinny.
Even tighter.
Yeah. A lot of the ladies are saying, a lot of the ladies that are here are not used to 9-footers.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
one, and then these diamonds are, I honestly don't know if Dave and Kim have made their 9-foot tables a little tighter and then the one table very tight, or if it's just for some reason these are super tight.
Well, as far as how diamond tables come from the factory,
Yes.
yeah, I do. I think all their tables are shimmed, and I think that the
Ah.
one pocket table is shimmed not only
Further.
Typher but a slight different cut.
Yes.
And
Okay.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that every table on the 9-foot tables, not the 7-foot
Yes,
tables, but
that's
the
what I was
9-foot
gonna
tables
ask.
have extra tight
Okay,
pockets.
thank you. Yeah. That was my question. You must be psychic.
She got a little unfortunate there to push the 6 on the rail. That makes the 6 ball a lot tougher
Harder to get
to
shape.
deal with.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been moved 3 times now.
So we'll see what she does here. You know, something that I don't mind here.
It's off the rail about an inch.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we're, folks, just so you know, we're in what appears to be almost a beautiful sound booth. I don't know what the room was meant to be. But we're about 8 feet away. And then we do have monitors, so if we're looking at the table itself, we sometimes can't see what's going on. But our monitors, they have a camera up high. We were able to see that 6 was actually off the rail, but she still didn't have much of a shot.
Yeah, it was going to be hard to be aggressive there. There were, maybe some opportunities to leave your opponent tougher, a little tougher than she did, but
Well, Mary Beth, as good as her game is, should be out here, I think.
she left herself a little bit on the long side, but she's got an angle.
Yes.
The angle's a little straighter than
It's
I like.
pretty straight,
I'd hate
yeah.
for her to run into the 9 on the way back out, which she ran into the 9, but still, she's
Still
okay here.
workable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that 8 ball's far enough off rail that she can shape that
Yep.
9. Yeah.
She'll probably play shape for the 9 on the side.
Yep.
Yeah. I like to shoot those shots in a way where I'm coming back toward the 9 rather than going away from the 9 when the cue stops. But it's a part of developing the feel for speed on the table.
Exactly. You need to.
Fired in.
Yeah, nice shot. Okay, that was a good out for Mary Beth Johnson, who now has 4 to Angie Birkeland's 1. But don't count Miss Angie out. Never count Miss Angie out. Let's see. I'm looking right at her. Is her game face on? Ooh, I think she got her game face on, that Angie. So I'm looking at a few other scores. I'm not sure if... Well, it looks like maybe Adrienne's match is over.
Yeah.
It must have been... It was Adrienne Beach and Jessie Bladen, and I don't know
It looks like
who
they were
won.
over or took a break.
Oh, maybe they took a break,
Yeah,
right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I see a score of 4-5 over there.
Right.
So probably whoever had 5 has now won the match.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was guessing. Yeah. Are you... we have Cassie Francois behind us.
Hi, Kathy.
Yes, and I'm wondering if she's going to be playing soon. She's next up, I think. Yeah. And then who's down the other end? You're tall. Can you lean over and see who's shooting over there?
I probably can, but I won't know their name because that's how I roll.
The score is 2-1.
Oh, that's Michael Poole's sister,
Marion
Marion
Poole.
Poole, and I don't know the gal she's playing, blonde kind of.
Oh,
blonde
Kira North.
Kira
Okay.
North. Okay.
Kira's from
Kira
Oregon.
Okay.
And Marion is from Seattle. And as it happens, Kira is rooming at Marion's house this weekend.
And now they're playing each other.
And depending, Kira might not have a place to stay. So who knows? So right now the ladies are on break. Let's see. Let's go, ladies. Thank you, Jessie Christensen. So let's see. Oh, Leo, what are you doing? Leo's back.
Yep, I'm back.
He had muted himself. So let's see.
I think they took a break, so
They did take
that's
a
why
break.
I muted myself.
Okay. So maybe we can take a break for a minute
Yeah.
now that Leo knows how to run the soundboard. I'm not going to touch it. So we'll be back as soon as Mary Beth and Angie are back.
Very good.
I didn't ask who had four. But I did just say don't ever count Miss Angie out.
Ever, never.
That's right.
All right, we're getting ready to get going again.
Okay, the ladies are back. So this is
Boy,
the sixth game.
She really parks the cue ball there. That was a nice break.
Yeah, practically in the center of the table.
And made a ball.
Yes, she did.
It doesn't have a good
They're all
way to
spread
get from the
about
one to the two.
Yeah.
You could try to just make the one and go to the other end of the table and hope for a spot to shoot the two in between the 7 and an 8. But you're playing for a small window there,
Yeah.
and you could easily end up hooked. So I don't mind. I don't mind playing safe here. If
Right.
And you don't have to really do anything too fancy here. You could leave the one on the short rail, very close to the short rail and leave it
Well,
very tough.
that's what she was aiming at. She definitely wasn't trying to make it. So we'll see what Mary Beth is going to do here because she's
Yeah,
got the same problem.
She's got an opportunity to play a little better safe here.
Correct.
She could bank that one ball back to the rail where her hand is and put the
Right.
cue ball behind the 2-9. She hit a little thin was all. You hit that a little thicker. She might actually have been trying to make that maybe.
Do you think?
I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know.
It was a pretty tough cut. But if she hits that a little thicker, then she goes between the 7 and the 3
Mm-hmm.
and has a chance to also leave the 1 in the middle of the short rail, which is always a good idea on those kind of saves.
Right.
Leave the object ball on a rail or near the rail. She may have found the. She can see the 2.
She can see the 2.
Yep.
That's for sure. There's not a whole lot of it.
If she makes it, then the cue ball will kind of go in the direction of up by the 7 ball. She
Right.
might end up hooked behind the 7 if she makes it, but we'll see.
Maybe here's a nice time to play a save. Let's see.
This is a sort of shot that if I miss, I want to miss it thin.
Oh, she came back around. Get out of the way, 7. Let's see. I think she's looking at it. It's probably close. No, where's but the 4's on the other side of the
the 4
table.
would be tough to get to.
Yeah.
So we may see us. Oh, she was actually.
It was pretty.
That was tighter than
tight.
I thought.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing. This isn't an easy. I don't know if the 4 gets. Oh, it looks like on the screen the 4 goes by the 6. I bet.
Yes, quite
so
easily.
The 8's
I think.
tied up. Getting from the 6 to the 7 is really not too bad. You know what I like here? If you're planning ahead, you find a way to get on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get yourself a nice back angle on the 6 to cut the 6 in the corner so that you're cutting the 6 to the left and the cue goes to the right, you can pretty easily set yourself up for shape to make the 7 and break the 8-9 up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking about in the future.
That's the problem.
If you need to break from here, it looks like the 8 doesn't go clean in either corner pocket on the bottom. So if you're going for a breakout, you'd almost want to leave it roughly probably about where it is right now. That might be close to the right angle on the 7. So when you get to the 6, try to leave yourself an angle to put the cue ball near where it is now, or at least that kind of angle.
4 and the 7. Yeah.
If you can't, what you might do, or you can move it, but you could always play defense later on if you don't get that great angle.
This shouldn't really be a problem, but I just want to make one comment. That's the biggest bridge I think I've ever seen. The one that Angie just shot with. But it seemed to do her well.
Yeah. It's good for shooting over balls in the middle of the table.
Yeah, it's. I guess they're pretty popular now. Oh no.
She's going to solve the 8-9.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
And that 4 will go through there, but
these shots are always a little bit of a tester for me. It just feels like you have to be so precise, and you're right on a rail. And
yeah, in these pockets, precise can be problematic. So I wonder if she's going to save this.
Nice shot.
Yeah, see?
Yep,
Oh, she did come out.
Speed there.
Good for her.
All right, she's got a chance here.
I was worried about being able to come back out.
Yeah,
for that
yeah. She definitely hit it with a generous amount of
Authority.
speed and gave it an opportunity to get out of there.
Yeah, I would say Mary Beth is not what we would call a wimpy shooter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's not afraid to stroke the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's confident in where she believes that position is going to be when she's done.
She's got a pretty tough spot here.
Yeah.
If she tries to cut the ball to the side, it looks to me like she's going in the corner. So this is going to take the cue ball way far away from the 8.
Yeah.
She might have been playing defense there.
Yeah.
I don't. As long as the 7-9 don't get wired, I don't mind that shot. I don't mind that shot at all. That was probably a smart shot there.
I agree. And the 7 and the 9 are, maybe 2.5 inches away.
Yeah, it looks like they're too close together to carry them off the 7 into the 9 to make it. Right. I don't mind banking this, running the cue ball neck into the 8 and banking the 7 straight back up table to the opposite. I think she was trying to do that. She just ended up double hitting them. She may have been trying to make the 8, and
I think she was trying to make the 8.
That's okay too. I mean, there's definitely you got a chance to make the 8 if you go for that one, the
Right.
safe that I was describing.
And she didn't leave it in the hole, so it's, Mary Beth has to get back to it.
She did push the 8 closer to the pocket, so
Mhm. But at least it's not sitting there
yeah.
for anyone to make. She should be able to come right off that rail and make. Yeah. A lot of the ladies today, myself included, I gave a couple of games away by just leaving that ball in the hole.
Well, and that's so common in 9-ball too. It's like one player does the work and the other player wins because they make the 9.
That's right.
So I do think you see that a lot more, in both men's and women's. You see that a lot more in 9-ball than you do in any other game. You feel like you feel like you did more of the work in the game, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna win. So whoever makes the 9 wins.
Yep. No matter how they make it, too. Right? As long as that cue ball doesn't follow. So now, Angie, that 8-ball is actually very makeable.
Yeah.
It's thin, so the cue's going to want to move a little bit, the cue ball.
I think you want
see what her speed's
decide if you're going to baby it or go back and forth.
Exactly. That's where I was going.
Yeah. All right. Well, she left too much angle to draw it, but if you're comfortable shooting high right, you have a chance to get on the 9-ball here. But I don't know, like this is a sort of shot that's much easier for a left-handed player to shoot than a right-handed player because of so if she shoots left, here's the problem with the right hand here. But if she knows to go high right,
looks like she's stroking it high.
Yep, she gave it some speed.
Oh, look at that, great shape.
Yeah, I think she'd have liked to hit
little better,
another diamond down, but she's got chance here.
Definitely doable.
Yep, that was good.
Well, it's almost center table, so it's not a gimme by any stretch.
No, but she's giving herself a chance here.
Yes. And she's not the tallest individual on a 9-footer.
Well, her problem on those 2 shots is she's right-handed. If she was left-handed, then these wouldn't be a problem. See, that's all I'm saying.
Look at that. And aren't you left-handed?
Oh, well, no, but I switched pool. I play pool left-handed.
Yes.
Because I know that's superior.
Oh.
It's a superior way to play.
Left-handed people are superior.
Well, they look better. They just look better.
Oh, I see. Okay, you heard it right here first, folks.
I'm right-handed, but I shoot pool left-handed.
Okay, so now
that was a nice shot on the 9, by the way.
It's both of those shots were nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 5-1 in a race to 6. So I think one of the issues might be it's not that Angie's shooting terrible. And I'd like to hear your opinion on this. She's not really safing, right?
Yeah.
And when you're behind, right? It's great if it's not. I'm not saying you don't want to believe in yourself. And yes, I can take these balls, run this table. But when you're down 5-1 or 4-1, maybe you have to play a little more strategy. So, what's your opinion on that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, first off, I feel like the other players just doing a little bit better job of capitalizing.
Yes.
Like they're both giving each other some opportunities,
chances, yes.
and but Mary Beth is doing a little bit better job capitalizing on them. So if I'm in the situation where I'm down 5-1, and my opponent's giving me opportunities, but I'm not able to finish it, and then I give it back to them. Frankly, I feel that it would be good to do a couple things, and one is like you're describing, go out of your way a couple times, especially when there's more than 4 or 5 balls on the table. Go out of your way a couple times to try to put your opponent in a real bad spot.
Pickle, yeah.
And don't, because it does a couple things. One is, you might get ball in hand out of it. The other is your opponent is in a little bit better of a rhythm than you are.
Right.
And if you can disrupt their rhythm, I mean, they're up 5-1.
Down,
if you can disrupt their rhythm a little bit, you might disrupt their confidence a little bit. And then if with ball in hand, it might give you a little better opportunity to capitalize when your opponent makes a mistake that you forced them into. And then also, like you're describing at the same time, don't be afraid, even if you get that ball in hand, if there's 4 or 5 balls on the table, these pockets are tight, don't be afraid to make a couple balls, but be planning, perhaps. Shoot the safe if there's a safe there. If there's not a good safe there, then maybe you shoot the shot,
Right,
you know.
right.
But don't be afraid, even with ball in hand, to set up for, I'm going to make these 2 balls, and then
Right.
I'm gonna put my opponent in a ditch right there. You know,
Yeah.
that's okay, and that's how you win sometimes.
No, it's really good, and I think all of us get in the mindset sometimes where we're just going to win this game or
Yeah.
this match, and we forget to slow our brain down and be a little devious, maybe, because it's really to our advantage. Now, Angie, I'm surprised she missed that shot.
It looked like, I don't know if she could see yellow.
But
It looked like she, went off the rail into it.
but if she had made it, well, she wouldn't be there. But the
If she
two
had,
was
yeah,
the
if
two
she had
was
made
no
it,
good to
she
her.
would have run the risk of scratching the side. If she doesn't scratch in the side, she might have been able to come to the other side of the 2 and shoot the 2-5 combo, which would have been very difficult.
Right.
Maybe she would have just played defense. Yeah, so this is a good example of one thing about Mary Beth is she likes to hit them hard.
Yes, she does.
And that's fine, but on these tables,
Not on these tables.
the harder you hit them, the more precise you'll have to be.
Right.
And so her shooting style is one that might work well for her on other tables.
Right.
But on this table, that's partly why her opponent's getting more opportunities. Maybe is just the pockets. Sometimes you have to adjust your game a little bit for the equipment you're playing
That's
on.
exactly right. So now Angie she did shape her too.
Yep.
She's pretty straight up. What do you think about getting to that 3, like coming across table or 2 rails
Yeah,
over to the 3?
I think that you could actually shoot the 2 in and get close to the piece of chalk on the short rail to shoot
Yes.
the 3 up
Okay, that's
table
what I
if you
was
would
thinking.
like.
Yeah.
You could also go rail first there.
I don't know. I just feel like Angie's really struggling.
Well, both of them, they've had these really long shots that they have to shoot. And, so Angie's in a tough spot. Her opponent's on the hill. She could be
Right.
stressed a little. She's having to shoot these tough shots. It's hard to shoot confidently sometimes when
Yeah.
you're in this environment and you're
Sometimes.
feeling that pressure.
Yes.
So, I mean, struggling a little bit here is, she's got a chance to make the 9 here.
Right.
But the thing is Mary Beth shoots really hard.
Yeah.
If she shoots this a little easier with high, she's got a chance to make the 9 here. And she did. She shot a little easier with 9.
Yeah, she was trying.
Yeah.
Well, one thing, folks, I don't know if many of the folks watching know Angie, but this is not really indicative of Angie's game. She's a tougher player than the score would indicate.
Well, I mean, they're both fighting.
Having a hard time.
They're both
Yeah.
they're both fighting. You're both
Well, Angie's got a chance
trying to do your best, and that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
This game can make great players look silly sometimes. So
I love that. That's absolutely
especially
true.
when you're struggling.
Yes. Now she has a chance to run these out.
She does. She has a good angle, and
Yeah.
she's putting draw on it. I'd like to see her hit it with good.
Yeah.
And
Sweet. There you go.
it was hard to see when she was setting up. Sometimes people
Yeah.
just set up with draw, but
Yeah.
that's not necessarily what
That she wouldn't want it on that shot. Yeah.
So here you don't want to lose the cue ball here, Russell. You just want to kind of keep the cue ball in control. Yep.
Nice.
I see Chris here watching. I don't know if he is timing. He has that I'm doing
No.
business and I'm timing people.
No, I think he's just waiting for this table. The tournament's just a hair behind. There you go, Angie.
She'd like
Hit
that
the
to,
rail.
she'd like to
There you
come
go.
out. Okay, she's got a little
Mm.
more angle she'd like.
Yeah.
You could try to really baby this and hope you don't scratch across corner, but I think you kind of need to hit this with some speed and some draw, and you'll draw over to the long
To the
rail on the
rail.
left side and back to the mill. But that means you have to hit it hard, which makes it tougher to pocket.
Yeah.
She
There you go.
well, she hit that really good. She's giving
Great
herself a
out.
great chance here.
Okay, now here is where you take your deep breath.
Mhm.
You just made 4 really hard shots.
Mhm.
Make this easier shot. Yes. So there you go. Not that I'm rooting for anybody, but as we sit here in the booth, we like to see somebody just run like they just did when they're down.
Yeah.
So now the score is 5-2. We're going to add 1 to Angie. And then this is in a race to 6, and it looks like it will be Angie's break.
Now, are they alternating break?
Yes,
Yeah,
alternating breaks.
okay. Is there any rules about the 9 ball and the break being allowed, or only allowed if it's not the bottom 2 pockets?
No,
or?
there's not that. Now, in the Spokane Open, they did that.
Mhm.
But here, if you make the 9, you make the 9.
Okay.
Yeah. You just don't want to put the cue ball in, too.
Well, but even if you do that, at least it's not a loss.
Right. Oh, hello, folks. We'd like to welcome Larry Mays, Mirman Johnson, Fabian Lewison, Ms. Stephanie Hefner, Paul Purdy, and Darren Carrito, and Rick Jones.
There's not a person in that list I like, so,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I'm not going to
Thanks for playing, Leo. Okay, so it looks like Angie came up dry on her break.
Bummer. That all of them have been mean to me.
All of those people have been mean to
Well,
you?
no, not
Which
all
one
of them. I don't
especially?
know.
Tell me their name.
Well, usually it's Rick Jones and Paul Purdy.
I was
They
wondering.
like to smack me around a little when no one's watching.
Yeah,
And
but I heard you like it.
they do it in places where you can't see the bruises, and they feel like that they can get away with that. And
Now this is
okay.
there's not much of a shot except the back cut, so a nice
Yeah.
little safety
There's
would be
a-
to park that one behind the 4-3, I think it is. What do you think?
If you avoid scratch in the corner, you could.
Yeah.
I kind of like
Come
running the
just
one right at
west
the
of the-
4.
Oh, well, she pretty
I
much
think this is
accomplished the
gonna-
same
I
thing.
think that's gonna work.
Yeah, just carry him over that ball. Good. Isn't it funny? Like you kind of see what you see, and then that was just so much easier.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, and there's so many options that, you know, you can only just kind of guess what somebody's going to do.
Correct.
Ooh, she almost made that.
You can only be psychic about every 400 comments,
Yeah.
and half the time that psychicness is just darn luck.
There's a shot here.
Tell us.
It's not a high percentage shot, but she could
Well,
bank
would she
the one.
do it?
I don't know if I would even do it, but she could bank the 1 and try to make it in off the 2 on the side.
Nah, she needs to play it safe
Well,
here.
you pretend like you're banking, you know, just like that. You pretend like you're going for the corner, but you go a little bit thick and
Well, that worked
might go
out
in
for
off the
her a
2 on
little
the side.
bit, but I don't know if that was a safe or not. I think she was banking.
I think she was too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Why not?
I mean, now she's climbing back at 5-2, so we go back to our conversation earlier. Play some defense.
And sometimes it's a little easier to find opportunities to do that when there's a lot of balls on
Right.
the table. And
Right.
and you know, if you don't play a perfect safe, maybe you're. Oh, let me see here.
It doesn't have to be perfect,
Yeah,
although
I
this
mean-
looks darn good, but it's just difficult.
Yeah, that's a good example where Mary Beth does that
Separation.
to her opponent, and those are the kinds of things that you just leave your opponent in a tough spot. It's hard to hit that ball thin enough to play the same safe back. So.
I think Angie came off the wrong side of the ball on that one.
And this is where, like, if your speed is good, you could. I would be like, I'm going to put my opponent in jail,
Yeah.
and you can bank the one up. And,
Jail,
yeah,
like where
Part-
that's 6-5 or that's 4-3 is. Look who's devious.
yeah. You know, you got the 6-3 over there, or 6-5. Sorry,
Right?
as a possibility. Although it's not as easy as it looks.
No.
So you also could.
Yeah, but you have 4 balls over there. You could at least be skimming one of them and
Yeah.
and bring the one down here. Oh, there's another alternative.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm not sure she left.
But
yeah.
she can-
I don't think she left a shot.
No, but she
can see it.
definitely make a good hit. They both seem to have their thinking caps on right now. So, okay,
I like
Angie's
these
starting to
chess
think, and
matches, you
then
know.
now Mary Beth is thinking because,
Mhm.
Angie just won a game.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
And I think that she was, you know, that's kind of what that kind of shot comes up a lot, where you can hit a ball hard like that and send it around the table to the other end, and if you can park the cue ball on the short rail, that's always
Mhm.
good. But that shot she just shot, that's actually a pretty well established safe shot that that you will see players shoot sometimes, where
Yeah,
they'll run
see,
the ball around the table.
I don't know that I would have gone for that one.
Well, oh yeah.
I mean, what, she got to kick back at it and hope to make it in the side, or, I can't.
especially
quite
with the 3 where it is
tell
too.
from
So.
the monitor whether or not she can get past the 9 to even graze it. But it's a danger Will Robinson
Yeah,
shot.
no, she's got to kick it in.
She's got to go up table.
She's got no choice, and because of where the 3 is, you have to hit this with speed. You can't slow roll it in, or you're gonna have to hit this with some speed to get a chance to get the cue ball.
At least
yeah, so this is the
connect
speed
with the
where I
3.
feel like she might hook herself afterwards.
Oh, look at that.
Well, she made a good
That
hit.
was a really good attempt at that shot, given where she was in relation to that 9 ball. So, but again, she's gonna have to send this flying to do something with the 3.
Well, I think you can hit
you
this.
Just gotta save it.
Yeah, I think you can hit this as thin as you can into the side and have a chance to bring the cue ball off the short rail between the 9 and 4-3, kind of toward the side pocket. And I don't know, once you get over there, maybe you can find a defense because it's right next to the 4. So you may be able to hit the 3 toward the 5 and send the cue to the 4. But I'm definitely just hitting this as thin as I can with enough speed to go long rail, short rail, back between the 9
So you're
and the
thinking
4
to bring it
and go
back
up.
instead of parking it up there and playing a safe from up table to the 3.
Well, I want the cue ball. See, I would have. Yeah, I would have looked to bring the cue ball over toward by where the 8 is.
Yeah. Okay.
And if I hit it thin enough, I might even run into the 4 if I got lucky and break them up.
Right.
But
so now she's just got a quarter of the 3 ball here. Yeah, unfortunately she ran into that 8, and I think she can, from my vantage point, she can get behind the 3, maybe think of a combo or carom off the 3 into the 5.
yeah,
or
she could go for a bank shot and park the cue there. She could play defense, but maybe even park the cue. But the cue ball got away from a little. If she was able to stick the cue ball rather than letting it roll forward, she might have had a save there.
Well, now there's no problem with the 3. Now you have to start thinking about your game plan. And the 6 and the 5, there's room. So she actually, if she can shape her 4, she's not doing bad for the 5.
The 4 and the 7 might be the 2 toughest balls in this out. The 4, because you're running it far down the rail, and if you're not really good on the 4, that becomes a tough shot. And the 7, because it's so far from a pocket, it's more near the middle, where the 8 is pretty easy to get on for the side with the 7 where it is, but chances are the 7, especially from where the 6 is, you're going to be shooting, a longer shot on the 7.
Yes.
Yeah, so the 4 and the 7, she left herself a little more angle than I would hoped for the 4. So she might end up being tough on the 5 if she makes this. So I might shoot this in a way to go over and back. Yeah.
Yeah, she just hit the back side of that. Let's see what she's got.
Well, that's a pretty good opportunity for Mary Beth
roll
here.
that up table.
You can put that in the side.
She could slice her. Yeah.
I think if you put that in the side, you can get to the short rail before the corner pocket. So you get to the short rail and then come back toward the 5, but not too hard because the 7 will get in the way real quick. Yeah,
just like that.
Oh no, yeah, she had a better angle there than I realized. Little unfortunate here to be straight.
Yeah, a little straight. But now the pressure's on Mary Beth. She wants to close this down.
Yeah,
at
she hit
5
that
to
really
2.
well.
That was a good shot. Yeah.
She's got a good angle here.
Yeah.
To go 2 rails and get somewhere between the 9 and the 7. She might be a little bit closer to the 9 than the 7 here. It's hard to tell, but still.
Oh no! God, you just hate to see this. And
it looks like she
got a lucky save.
She played a Leo leave. I call that a Leo leave.
Oh, dear.
I can't tell you how often.
We don't talk about the miss. We just say it's the Leo leave.
I tell you, man, I don't know how I do it, but.
But you know what? You're not alone in that world.
Sometimes I get pretty lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's trying to find a midpoint.
And all she wants to do, I mean, obviously she wants to make it, but she does not want to give a ball in hand. So let's see. Oh, nice shot, Angie. That was a clutch shot.
wow.
Look at this shape.
Well, this put her in a real good opportunity here.
Yes.
It's always a little disconcerting when you have the 8s only an inch and a half from the rail, and the
And the
9's on
nine's
the
the
opposite
other
end
end
of
of
the
the
table,
table.
which means you're going to have to hit with some speed. You want to be conscious on these shots to leave yourself a good natural angle so that you don't have to muscle the ball. And so
Yes,
this
because
is
when you try
bad.
and muscle it, you generally shoot it with too much muscle and miss it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
come on out, baby. Not bad.
You're giving yourself a chance here.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah, she should make this ball. She just needs to take a breath. That's it. Where do I have to hit it? Focus. Stay down on your shot and don't power it. You want to do it with enough speed. Pocket speed.
Nice.
Oh, look at that out. That was a great out. Okay. Now, for those who have been listening for a while, if you remember, I did say never count Angie out.
That's right.
It is now Mary Beth Johnson 5 and Angie Berkland 3. And this is a real confidence booster because she's just won 2 games in a row, right?
Yeah. And you know, if I am Mary Beth, make no mistake, I'm feeling pressure now.
Like you feel a little
I'm
shaky
feeling
in your
pressure
boots.
now. It's like, whoa. You know, it's just so easy for you to tighten up a little bit.
Yes.
And once your opponent starts putting some pressure on, suddenly shots and getting out that came easy for you early in the match, suddenly it's like you're in your head and everything gets a little tougher. So,
Well, I
know,
think both of these ladies after this match will look back and think about the numbers of balls that they rattled in the pocket and left the opponent, you know, a shot or two afterwards. And folks, it's not just these 2 ladies. Oh, Mary Beth made the 1. Anything else? Oh, that's a good break.
she really
huh?
got a good spread on that.
Made 2.
I can't. I don't.
2 balls
I don't
gone.
know that she can see. Maybe she can see the top side of the 3, but I think she might be hooked from the 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
she might have to do the push, and she
So-
definitely wants to do something because that 3-9's looking juicy.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go for the hitting. I mean, unless I'm sure I can hit the 3.
Correct. You got to do a push, and you want to be on this side of the table wherever you push, right? Don't you think, Leo?
Maybe. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind rolling straight up, kind of
Just
toward
hit a
like
little
where
bit
she
of
is.
the rail. Yeah.
Like she's going, yeah, and I want to leave it near the rail, not too far, because I want it to be a sharp angle. Makes it like, yeah, you can make the 3, but getting to the 4 is not going to be, you know.
So what do you think? Would you go for this, or would you
well, if
save?
I always want to go for it. I'm probably going to go for this.
There's a clue if you play Leo in the future. He's always going to go for it.
There is a safe there that I could play where I'm trying to make the 9 in the same shot, and that would have been to she cut toward the pocket. You
Right.
could have cut the opposite way.
Yeah.
Where you bank the 3 straight up, table the other short rail, and try to run the cue into the 9. But you know, I mean, I have to be in a pretty good spot in the match to do that because it's a big 8 ball. If you hit the 8, you might end up leaving your opponent an easy shot. You know, if the 3 ball hit the 8.
Well, that was a good stroke, and she gets on the 4.
Oh, she
That
put herself
was-
in a good spot here.
Now, I was going to say, and that was the trouble ball, but now the 5's on the rail, or along the rail, but it doesn't matter because she's right in the neighborhood for both of them.
I mean,
But
she
the
can roll
5
this in
to the
easy.
6 might be a little
Well, if she
interesting.
rolls this in easy, she'll give herself the perfect angle. Yeah, so she's got it. You have to hit it. It's not easy to make, but if you hit it with draw and make it, the leave is natural.
Right.
And so at least you're giving yourself your chance here where you don't have to force cue ball somewhere. You just have to be comfortable hitting it with draw hard enough to make it, and you'll have a shot on the 6.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is, yeah, this could be an interesting shot, right? She can put some low on that, right, and come out.
She can put some low on it, come out. She could put some high on it and hope she misses the 8. But
Yeah.
I think the 8's pretty big no matter what you do here.
Ooh, come on out of there. Oh, look at that.
Yep,
Perfect.
I think you gotta be happy with that. You know?
Oh, I would be. Yeah, and then she can come up table for the 7 in the side, probably. Depends how hard she hits it. A little too firm, but that sure works.
You don't like being jacked
Yeah,
up
she's
over a
over a
ball.
ball. Right.
She might end up with a little bit of a tester on the 8, but just keep yourself calm, steady.
Oh, too bad it hit that ball. Well,
Yep, she's left it a
that's
little
a little
funny
bit
here.
of a challenge, yeah. Okay, so here you are. You're on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go for this,
If I
or do you?
if I
would you
think
play
if I can
safe?
shoot that without scratching, when I look at it on the screen, it doesn't look like a scratch to me.
Right.
When I look at it from over here, it looks like
Exactly.
it's close.
Yeah, if you hit it just wrong.
So my guess is I can hit this with follow, miss the scratch by about a ball and a half, so it gets to the short rail, and then I could go 2 rails toward the 8. Yeah, I don't mind.
Oh, she powered
She went with
that.
draw. Yeah, she went with draw. She came out good.
She came out
So
real
it
good.
might not have been as thin as it looked to me.
Right. Yeah, we are at a disadvantage here in terms
And
of visibility.
from here, I'm definitely going for the out.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see if she powers it like the last shot. There you go. Oh, boy. Well, that was a nice breathe out there. Good for her.
Okay.
All right. Well, Angie has nothing to be ashamed of because she did come back. And that is our match. Mary Beth Johnson defeated Angie Berkland 6-3.
Yep.
Angie focused and got a few more games, so that was good.
Yeah, hopefully both of them have something that they can feel good about walking away from this match. And
Right.
and I think that they both should have some. They both have reason to feel good about.
Yes,
I like
definitely.
how she came. I like how she came back and won a couple games there and was fighting.
Mhm.
So that's good.
That's
and
right,
Something
yeah.
to take back.
You know, I think she had, it was just a few, like she hit one a little too hard, but she almost could have won that game.
She had an opportunity. She was at the table to win that game. So she put
Yes.
herself in a position to win those games.
That's exactly
and the
right.
games, and she did win those
Yeah,
games.
so
and
she should feel good about that.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So, and there's JK.
Hey, JK.
And I can't, it looks like
G-Tron.
JT Tron. Yes, and Andrew McMahon. Thank you for joining us. You got here just in time because we're going to sign off for a moment.
Yep, the next match will be
And
coming.
The next match will be coming in.
We're going to stop the stream.
We're going to stop.
And
yes.
it will get restarted before the next match starts.
Yes, we have to find Adrian. Our mission is to find Adrian so she can come down here and reset everything.
So thank you all for joining.
Yes.
And stay tuned because another match will be starting.
And it might be an A side. Oh, here comes Adrienne right now.
Right.
So she's going to reset everything, folks, and pretty soon we're going to see who rolls down the stairs.
Thank you very much. Nice talking with you. Bye.